Donald Trump is panicking as his final bluff has been called in this catastrophic war by Iran. Iran's largest state-run media, the Fars news agency, posted the following: Trump constantly threatens, issues ultimatums, and then justifies not following through on them. There is one country that knows exactly how badly Trump bluffs: Iran. And as Donald Trump has been posting all of these fanciful lies and stories about how in Iran there's a coup right now with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, kidnapping the Ayatollah, then also kidnapping civilian leadership. And so that's why Donald Trump needed to extend the ceasefire deadlines, because there's no one in Iran who's even communicating with him, because Iran is totally obliterated and burnt to the ground. There's no one there doing anything. I mean, it's just a complete and total lie. So all of the Iranian leadership from the different power centers of Iran, the judiciary, the spiritual leader, Ayatollah side, the civil side, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps side, they all posted basically a joint message of unity and then called out Donald Trump for just making up lie after lie after lie. And one of the things that they realize in Iran, that everybody realizes, Donald Trump ran out of weapons. Like, America has pretty much run dry on a lot of our critical weapons. Like, we're not even capable of fighting this war right now. Even if we wanted to get back in and fight and do all of the war crimes Donald Trump says. I mean, you take a look at this recent story by CNN and Wall Street Journal. I mean, here's what CNN is reporting, that here are the estimates of U.S. munitions that have been expended in Iran. 50% of our THAAD interceptors, 50% of our Patriot interceptors, 45% precision strike missiles, 30% Tomahawk missiles, 20% joint air-to-surface standoff missiles, 20% standard missiles. And the result is Iran controls the Strait of Hormuz. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps still controls the country. If anything, the Ayatollah's entrenched his power. Mojaba, that is. Obviously, his dad was killed in a bombing, and you got a more extreme or more powerful government. The Wall Street Journal expanded on that CNN report. The U.S. has burned through so many munitions in Iran that Trump administration officials increasingly assess that the U.S. could not fully defend Taiwan from a Chinese invasion if it occurred in the near term. The U.S. fired 1,000 Tomahawk missiles and 1,500 to 2,000 critical air defense missiles since the Iran war began. Wholly replacing the stockpiles could take up to 6 years based on what were under 60 days, right around the 60-day mark of this war. And that's how much munitions we've expended. I mean, just think about the coordination and how horrible that's been. The U.S. has also pulled air defense equipment from the Pacific to support operations in the Middle East, not just the Pacific, but from Eastern Europe allies in Asia, or I guess former allies in Asia. We basically took their THAAD and Patriot systems, like stole it, or we didn't deliver on commitments that we made. And we move those to the Middle East at this point. I mean, this has been an unmitigated disaster. Iran realizes it. They're not dumb. I mean, Trump's out there ranting and raving like a lunatic. In fact, Iran's a very sophisticated society. They understand what's going on. They understand the real condition the United States is in right now. They're mocking Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump held that press conference in the Oval Office yesterday where he was like falling asleep and he looked so sickly. And then Iranian media writes, breaking, Trump is falling asleep again during an Oval Office event. And then the Iranian social media accounts write, he had a busy day lying on Truth Social. And then the Iranian social media account shows some of these deranged posts that Donald Trump is making, these really long-winded posts, just ranting and raving like a lunatic. And Iran writes, if there is anything important in this text, can you let us know? My colleague and I haven't read it at all. Who is running the United States? The one who is busy posting? I mean, they're mocking the U.S. over and over again. Foreign Minister Araghchi writes, the failure of Israel's terrorist killings is reflected in how Iran's state institutions continue to act with unity, purpose, and discipline. The battlefield and diplomacy are fully coordinated fronts in the same war. Iranians are all united more than ever before. And, while we're trying to figure out, like, are there negotiations taking place? Is there going to be a resolution? Is there going to be a deal with Iran? Here's what Donald Trump's posting. Iran's navy is lying at the bottom of the sea. Their air force is demolished. Their anti-aircraft and radar weaponry is gone. Their leaders are no longer with us. The blockade is airtight and strong, and from there it only gets worse. Time is not on their side. A deal will only be made when it's appropriate and good for the United States of America, our allies, and in fact the rest of the world. Donald Trump. Who are our allies anymore? I mean, serious question. Who's allied with the United States truly anymore? I mean, Trump has attacked NATO. What was the latest? Donald Trump invited Putin to the G20 in December in Miami. He extended it. Washington Post reports Putin's been invited to the G20. Yes, Russia, 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 Donald. I mean, this is so despicable. You invited Putin to the G20, and I'm not sure how you're going to negotiate a deal if these are the posts. If you want to go through a negotiating path with Iran, you can't use negotiations as a tool of war. If you want to go to war, go to war. It's war crimes. You ran out of weapons. It'll cost tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of service members of Americans who will die in the war. That's the war route. Separately, there's a negotiation route. And if you want to negotiate, you have to make some concessions. That's just what negotiations are. Trump doesn't want to do that. And so now we're in one of his 2-week death cycle loops. In 2 weeks, we're going to do this. In 2 weeks, 2 weeks extension, 2 weeks. The bluffer, right? Iran knows. He just bluffs. He's weak. This is what he does with his healthcare plan. This is what he did with Doge dividend checks all his life. These are the scams. Give me 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. We'll figure it out. Okay, well, this has real world implications right now. There were studies that even if the Strait of Hormuz was fully open right now, it would take about a year right now to get it fully operational, right? There are studies that if you open up the Strait of Hormuz right now, the oil shock is still so severe that you won't be able to bring back the LNG facilities and the facilities that bring up the crude from the ground back to functionality for months and months and months. Again, if not a year. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. And what's Iran doing? Iran's watching American media. They see Caroline Levitt on state regime media, which calls itself Fox, making up this deranged story about how Donald Trump called up the leaders of Iran and they agreed to free 8 beautiful young women, as Donald Trump says. Such a creepy story from the Epstein class leader, Donald Trump. He's like, yeah, the Iranians, they released these 8 beautiful young girls. You're not even speaking with anybody. I mean, you're making all of this up. And as Iran writes on their social media accounts, here comes the deranged mouthpiece for President Delulu, folks. Kind of stunned by how far one can push a narrative with zero evidence, but then again, doubling down on fake narratives is the standard operating procedure for the Trump administration. Donald, you're not bluffing them. Like, you're not fooling them. It's just stupid. I mean, you may be fooling some of your stupid MAGA followers who still believe this crap. A lot of them are leaving, but you're not fooling them. I mean, here's what Caroline Levitt said. This is what they're mocking. Play this clip.
Well, first of all, Martha, only President Trump could save the lives of these 8 beautiful Iranian women who he has received direct word from the Iranian regime, or what's left of it, that their lives are going to be spared. And that comes as a result of President Trump asking them directly not to kill these young, beautiful women who certainly deserve a chance to continue living their lives freely and peacefully. And now that will happen thanks to President Trump, because he's a humanitarian at heart.
Then throughout the night, Donald Trump was making posts like this. I love Truth Social, Donald J. Trump. You like Truth Social? You love Truth Social? It's really weird. Of course, you know about that disaster Oval Office press conference where he talked about the mines in the Strait of Hormuz, and the mines hurt Iran more than they hurt the United States. Okay, Donald, look, if you're so confident that you control the Strait of Hormuz, bring in your aircraft carriers there. You have lots of aircraft carriers in the region. You have lots of other ships in the region. Bring in the Tripoli. Bring in the Gerald Ford. Bring in the George H.W. Bush. By the way, you're sending most of these ships around Africa, not directly through the Red Sea, because you're worried what the Houthis are going to do to them. So if that's what you feel, go and do it. Here, play this clip of Donald Trump talking about the mines. Let's play it.
Now they can drop their mines in there and do all those stupid things. It's just going to take longer for them to make money because the mines are going to affect them much more than they're going to affect us. But And we don't know that they're doing that, but they could be that they're doing that. If they're doing it, it's a very foolish thing to do. Just like for Iran to shoot at Saudi Arabia, UAE.
Then Donald Trump, attacked the reporter who asked a very basic question. What do you say to the American people who question how much longer this is going to take? Let's play it.
What do you say to the American people who question how much longer this will take? Obviously, you know that they are having
You're such a disgrace. Did you hear what I just said? Vietnam. How many years was Vietnam?
I understand, sir, but
how many years was Vietnam? Well, I did my. I took the country out militarily in the first 4 weeks. I took it out militarily. Now all we're doing is sitting back and seeing what deal. And if they don't want to make a deal, then I'll finish it up militarily with the other 25% of the targets. We've hit.
And then Donald Trump refers to all of this as one big break, that he just took a break, everybody. Here, play this clip.
We have no pressure. It's only guys like you with a question like that about what's your time. We've been doing it for 5.5 weeks.
But sir,
is your administration been 8 weeks that the U.S. now has been involved with Iran? You had initially said it would be 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, I hope that, but I also took a little break. I gave them a break, and
then yesterday Donald Trump also announced an extension of the ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, but Hezbollah is not included in it. The main issue, obviously, is Iran is saying it supports Hezbollah. And so if Israel is going to strike Hezbollah targets, which often hit civilian targets nearby and kill innocent people, there's no real ceasefire. So not only is there a fake ceasefire with Iran, there's a fake Israel and Lebanon ceasefire. And by the way, Lebanon's president refuses to meet with Netanyahu. So I'm not going to meet with Netanyahu. I'm not even going to look at him. So that's what's happening there. We still have seen incidents in the past 24 hours of Israel striking within Lebanon. So fake Lebanon ceasefire, fake Gaza ceasefire, fake Strait of Hormuz, Iran ceasefire. All of Donald Trump's trade deals are fake deals, fake $21 trillion deals. And ultimately, who's suffering? Who's feeling the pain as a result of this? The American people. American people are struggling right now. Living paycheck to paycheck, if they're lucky enough to even live paycheck to paycheck, suffering. Can't afford rent, can't afford homes, can't afford food, groceries, can't afford gas. Really struggling right now. It's not easy to be an American, right? To live in this country. People are starving here. People are struggling. They're tapping into their 401ks to survive. Highest default credit card rates in generations. Student loan delinquencies through the roof. Really massive problems. And while all of this is taking place, Donald Trump's out there bluffing and Iran's out there saying, we know you're bluffing. Remember last Friday, right? Today, Friday, last Friday, Donald Trump said there was a deal. Iran agreed to all of the terms. American military excavators would go to Iran and we would dig out the uranium together. Iran agreed to stop funding proxy groups. America controlled the Strait of Hormuz. Remember, that was last Friday. So here we are this Friday, and what I suspect Donald Trump does is just ignores it now. He'll keep on extending the deadlines. This is what he's done his whole life. He hopes. In the past, it was Daddy. He hopes Daddy bails him out, or he hopes someone bails him out. Maybe Xi Jinping bails him out. Maybe the Europeans bail him out. Maybe Arab nations do bilateral deals. He'll try to come in and take credit for it or blame people. But that's where this is heading. It's heading further. It's already off a cliff, but it's heading further and further off a cliff, and he's doing nothing. But he wants to look tough. So he has the blockade nearby, and the blockade's not effective. 34, it's probably closer to 40 now. Iranian tankers just go right by it. They go right on the shore by Iran, Pakistan, India. They go right out. And that's how the ships are getting in. They go into the territorial waters of Pakistan, India, and Iran. So there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
New Midas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.